Hey, before we begin, I just wanted to apologize. I'm using a really cheap laptop to do this, so the sound quality and the video quality aren't going to be that great. But then again, this is my Philippine dreams, and we've never been known for our production values. Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. It's Ned over at My Philippine Dreams. Long time no see. Hope you are all well. I did a short video the other day updating y'all as to what's going on here at My Philippine Dreams. We're basically just taking a hiatus. But what I wanted to do while I'm here in the United States, and this is my last day in the US, I'm heading off to the Philippines tomorrow morning. Hopefully it's an uneventful trip and nothing exciting happens, but we'll see. But what I wanted to drop right now is some wisdom as to calling the Philippines and making calls to the United States from the Philippines. So what we're going to do in this video is go through the process of how to set up a Google Voice number. There are two prerequisites to do this. First of all, Google wants you to be in the United States. So they check your IP address, they check your internet address to make sure you're in the United States. If you're in the Philippines, you can get around that by using a VPN to spoof it by selecting an American internet access, and you should be able to get past that requirement. The other requirement that Google has is you have to verify everything using a OTP or a one-time password, and it has to be an American cell phone number or an American landline number. So and there's no way to get around that. And it's easy to get around the geographical restriction, the internet address from the United States, by using a VPN. But trying to get a dialing service or an American number, don't believe all the scams. If you do a Google search how to get a temporary American phone number or text number, they're all scams. None of them work. You have to be in the United States with an American landline number or an American cell phone, or have some friends or family members that are willing to assist you in setting it up by catching the verification number when it comes. Basically what you're doing is you're going to use their landline number or their cell phone number if they haven't set up a Google Voice number, if they haven't used those numbers for verification before. And then once they get the verification, you can turn off that number and they'll never be bothered by you or Google again. I see lots of discussion about this, lots of arguments about this. What's the best way to call the United States? Sometimes people have to call financial institutions. Sometimes people have to get one-time passcodes. The long and short of it is whether you got Google Fi, whether you got Magic Jack, whether you got Line 6, whether you got Skype calling, you're paying for that. Google Voice is still hands down the best way to call any phone number in the United States, whether it be a cell phone, a landline, a corporate number, a toll-free number, financial institutions, government agencies. You can call anything with a Google Voice number. Also, one-time passcodes. One-time passcodes are super popular now. A lot of institutions are demanding that you utilize them. So whether it's your bank, a financial institution, investment, government agencies, all kinds of government agencies now want to send you one-time passcodes. Now the thing with one-time passcodes is there's two types. There's short code and there's long code. Some of them work with Skype, some of them work with Magic Jack, sometimes the short codes work with them, sometimes the long codes work with them. With Google Voice, you don't have to worry about any of that shit. It works with short codes, it works with long codes, it works with everything. Also, the call quality is second to none, it's first rate. And unlike Magic Jack and unlike Google Fi, which will only work for like a couple, 3 months outside the United States before they catch you and they restrict it, Google Voice doesn't cost you anything. It's basically free of charge. And again, it gets the short codes, gets the long codes, and it allows you to call any number in the United States. All right, so without any further ado, let's get into the process. I forgot that I had set up a Google Voice number for my Philippine Dream. So the video starts, the process to get the Google Voice number starts with that, but then it switches over to another one, a fakey account. So there's a little hiccup in the middle of the videos, but what would my videos be without hiccups, misadventures, and total abject failures? Oh yeah, and I was remiss and I forgot to add this, so I'm just going to throw this in real quick. To get the verification number, because I've already used the home phone number here and I've used my personal cell phone number. I got an unlocked cell phone for a family member. This is a Samsung S7, and I got a Mint free trial card from Amazon. These are only 99 cents, and it's actually a pretty sweet deal. because for 1 week, for 7 days, you get 250 megabytes of data, you get 250 text, and you get 250 minutes of talk for basically 99 cents. Now the thing is, you can only use this once per Google account. So on one Google account, this will last 7 days. And if you want to get a different card and get another 7 days for 99 cents, you have to create another Google account. It doesn't matter if it's on the same phone, because I've actually used it with 3 different accounts on this phone, so it's not a big deal because it doesn't detect the IMEI number. So if you're really cheap in the United States and you want to only spend $4 a month on your phone, get 4 of these a month, set up 4 different Google accounts, and just swap them out every week. But that's how I'm getting this verification number. All right, so let's get into the process. Here we go. All right, my friends. So at this point, you should have access to either an unlocked American cell phone number, and like we said, we just set up our Mint mobile over here, or an American landline number. There is no way to get around those requirements. You need an American cell phone number or you need an American landline number. So this is the Google Voice page. Your landing page might look differently. There's the register now, learn more. But what we're going to be concerned with is right down here, get a number. So we select get a number and it says select a Google Voice number. And we get Los Angeles, California, Miami, Florida. We get all kinds of New York. We'll do New York. So we get to the verification process. And this is again where we need that phone number. We got to input that American phone number. Inbound calls to your Google Voice number will be forwarded to this number. Again, once we're done with the activation process, we're going to change that. So it's not going to be forwarded to that number. It's going to be forwarded to our Google Voice number. So let's put in the number that I used for my Mint for verification, and they're going to send me a code. Hopefully this is going to work. I'm sitting here waiting. It is a 6-digit code, and I got it. And the code is, so 221263 is my verification code. Well, there's a hard cut for you. I'm not that smart. Come to find out, I already had a Google Voice number for my Philippine Dream, so I'm now putting it on another account. This is one of the accounts that I use. It's a fake account, so you can use it in case you don't want to get spam, unsolicited emails, phishing scams, all that stuff. So I'm going to set up the Google Voice on this one. So we're going to go to our settings. And as you can see, this is our Google Voice number, 321-430-8227. Now, this is a digital number. This is like a virtual number. I know it's kind of hard to wrap your hands around. This isn't an actual SIM card or anything. There's nothing like that. It's just as long as you're connected to Wi-Fi or data and your Google Voice is active, you can use this number. People can call you on this number, and you can call out on this number. Okay. Now, let's get down into the settings where we're going to have the Google Voice number ring and take the calls instead of the other number that you activated on. So this is the link number. So this is the 617516. This is the actual SIM card number that I used. But we don't want the call going down to that. So we're going to scroll down here and we get the call forwarding. Turn on the link numbers you want to forward calls to. We don't want the numbers going to this phone number. So we're simply going to turn it off. All right, let's go check out some other settings. Okay, we got my devices. All we're using so far is the computer. We haven't got Google Voice on our phone yet, but we will later on. The link numbers, that's the verification number. That's the one we verified it through. Port your number to Google Voice. Don't get it complicated. You can actually move a SIM number to Google Voice if you want, but that's way over our heads. We're not going to get into that. Transfer your number, don't get into that either. We're going down further, we're going down. All right, so we get down to messages, forward messages to email. Yes, when somebody either leaves us or text or they leave us a voicemail, we want it going to our email, and that is fakey at Gmail there. That's pretty cool. So yeah, you want get voicemail via email, you want that activated. Voicemail transcripts, you want that activated. The two big things that you want to make sure you're doing is having your voicemail set up correctly. You want to get voicemail via emails, so you get the email transcript of it. You can also, record greetings, manage your greetings, all that shit. Get the voicemail transcripts. You can do call to listen if you want. It's not a big deal, but the biggest thing you got to make sure you do is turn off the call forwarding. All right, because after we start utilizing Google Voice and all that stuff, we don't want this number ringing at all. You can't see me, but I just pointed at it. So we don't want that number ringing at all. Especially if you activate it through a friend or family, through their home line. You don't want people calling them. All right, so I hope that wasn't too confusing. Again, the big things is having a U.S. internet address. The IP address has to be something in the United States, and having an American landline number or an American cell phone number to do the verification process, just to catch that code that Google's going to send you. And after that, you can go in like we did earlier and change the call forwarding to make sure that phone never rings again. It's basically going to just be our Google Voice number running on our phone through our Google Voice app instead of that phone number. So again, for getting one-time passcodes, whether they be short codes, whether they be long codes, the short ones or the long ones, for calling cell lines in the United States, for calling home phone landlines, for calling businesses, for calling toll-free, government agencies, everything works with Google Voice. There's no real room for argument on this because I've tried the Skype calling, I brought a Magic Jack with me. It couldn't get some of the short codes, it was driving me crazy. So basically I've been relying on Google Voice for my whole stay here in the Philippines. It's worked really well. And now, with that out of the way, I have to finish up my packing, make sure I got all my paperwork, because they're picking me up. The limousine is picking me up at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's actually a van. I don't know why they call it a limousine, but they just do. So I gotta make sure I get everything done. I'm gonna try to edit this and get this up as quickly as possible. Until next time, puppies, rainbows, unicorns, and short codes and long codes for everybody. See you next time on My Philippine Dreams. Peace.